Swear the witness.
Would you raise your right hand, please? You do solemnly swear that the testimony you shall give in this deposition will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Simpson. My name is Daniel Petrocell. I represent Plaintiff Frederick Goldman in this lawsuit against you. You understand that you are under oath?
Yes.
You may have to speak up so that the folks down at the end of the table can hear you. Have you ever testified under oath before?
Yes.
Okay. You understand that even though you're in our law office today, that the testimony that you give under oath here is subject to the same penalty of perjury as though you were testifying in a court of law?
Yes.
Okay. How many times have you testified under oath before?
I'm not sure, but I'd say 3 or 4 times.
Have you ever given a deposition before?
Yes.
How many times?
I believe twice.
All before the death of Nicole and the death of Ron Goldman?
Yes.
Okay. And during those 2 times that you gave depositions, you understood you were under oath?
Yes.
And did you tell the truth in those depositions?
Yes.
Did you say anything untrue?
I don't believe so, no.
You told the truth, right?
That's what I knew it.
Okay.
That's enough.
And have you ever testified at a trial?
Yes.
When?
Late 60s, early 70s.
What kind of case was it?
One, I believe, was a criminal case, and one was a lawsuit.
Hey, did they involve you?
No.
You were just a witness?
Yes.
And you told the truth in those criminal cases?
Best I knew it.
Tell me who the parties were.
I'm going to object, instruct him not to answer. It's irrelevant and immaterial.
What I'd like to do is get a copy of his, the transcript of his testimony.
It's irrelevant and immaterial. Instruct him not to answer.
Now, is this the first time you're testifying under oath since the death of Nicole and the death of Ron Goldman?
Yes.
So you've never been questioned under oath about the events surrounding Ron and Nicole's death, is that right?
That's been asked and answered. Instruct him not to answer the question.
When you gave an interview to Ross Becker recently, you were not under oath, correct?
Correct.
Did you tell the truth?
Best that I knew it, yes.
Would you have said anything differently if you were under oath?
That's argumentative. Don't answer the question.
Are you instructing him?
Yes.
Can we have a stipulation that if you instruct him not to answer, that he will abide by your instructions?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Did you, you spoke in other elements of that video besides the Becker interview, correct?
Correct.
And did you tell the truth during the other times that you spoke on the video?
Best that I knew it, yes.
Okay. And would you have said anything differently if you were under oath?
I don't think so.
Okay. Now, you recall giving a statement to the Los Angeles Police Department on June 13?
Yes.
Okay. Were you under oath?
I don't believe so.
Did you tell the truth?
Best as I can remember it at the time.
Would you have said the same things?
Well, just a minute.
I'm sorry.
Let him finish his answer.
I apologize, Mr. Baker.
Go ahead and finish your answer.
As best as I could at that time, yes.
Yeah. Would you have said anything differently at the time if you were under oath?
At the time, no.
Okay. I'd like to talk a little bit about preparing for the giving of testimony. You recently participated in this making of a video that is going to be released soon, correct?
Yes.
And you talked in that video about the events and circumstances of Ron and Nicole's deaths, correct?
I answered the questions that were asked me.
Okay. But the subject matter of that video was your side of the story with respect to the deaths of Ron and Nicole.
Well, I'm going to object. That's a characterization that you're making.
You may answer.
I answered the questions that were asked me, basically, yes.
But it was about the deaths of Ron and Nicole, generally speaking, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is that the only time that you had, and there were videotape machines and tape recorders recording what you were saying, right?
Yes.
Now, Is that the only time that you have been recorded discussing the facts and circumstances surrounding Ron and Nicole's deaths?
Don't answer that question unless you exclude anything that was done vis-a-vis your attorneys. And any questions that he puts to you, I don't want you to answer and include anything that was done with your attorneys.
Well, I would like to know if he is excluding anything.
He is going to exclude everything that was done with and through and by his attorneys.
But all I'm saying, Mr. Baker, is that so that we know whether or not there is a relevant contact with an attorney where we might want to attack the assertion of the attorney-client privilege, we have to know the basic foundational facts. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I understand what you're saying, and I'm not assenting to that. We are not going to allow you to inquire as to what he did with his attorneys, whether he was taped, videotaped, or anything else.
Well, I'm going to inquire into that, and I haven't asked so far about any communications. I've simply asked for the mere existence of such recordings, if they do exist.
And I'm going to instruct him not to answer that, and you can certify it, and we can argue that point with the court.
Let me get back to my question. Other than this recent video, have you ever been recorded on videotape or audio tape discussing facts and circumstances and events surrounding the deaths of Ron and Nicole?
And I want you to answer that other than anything you did with your attorneys.
Other than anything that I did with my attorney, not that I knew of.
And what about with respect to things you did with your attorneys?
Could you be more vague?
No.
I don't know what the question is.
The question is, have you ever participated in any events or any tapings in which you discussed the events and circumstances surrounding Ron and Nicole's deaths
And I instruct him
with in the presence of your attorneys?
and I instruct him not to answer that question.
What attorneys were present during such tapings?
And I instruct him not to answer that question.
Did you prepare for the possibility of testifying at your criminal trial?
When you say, I don't understand when you say prepare.
Were you tape recorded or videotaped?
Same objection if you were there with your attorneys and it was pursuant to the instruction of your attorneys, I don't want you to answer that question.
Did a lawyer named Christina Arguedes subject you to a practice or mock cross-examination?
Don't answer that question. I instruct him not to answer that
And what's the grounds of
It's-
these
it's-
objections?
I think it's pretty evident.
It's not to me. I just
Well,
would like the record to be
It's
clear.
attorney-client privilege and attorney work product privilege.
Okay. Is Christina Arguedes an attorney that has ever worked for you in the past 2 years?
I don't know.
You know, even
The name really doesn't mean anything.
doesn't mean
to me.
anything to you?
No.
And did such a person, do you know whether such a person subjected you to a practice or mock
I'm
cross-examination?
going to instruct you not to answer again. That's based on attorney work product and attorney-client privilege.
Have you ever been cross-examined about the facts and circumstances of the deaths of Ron and Nicole by a person who you did not know?
Well, if you did not know and you did not know they were an attorney, you can answer that question.
I'm sorry, I'm a little lost here.
In other words, I'm trying to find out if anybody ever subjected you to a cross-examination when the person was not acting as your attorney, other than this
Again,
video that just happened. Can you answer that, yes or no, please?
that assumes that an attorney that was hired through another attorney of his may or may not be his attorney, and I'm not going to allow him to answer that question.
Same grounds,
Same
attorney-client, work product objections?
Yes.
Okay. You took notes during the criminal trial?
Yeah, at times.
Where are those notes?
I don't know.
What did you do with them?
I have absolutely no idea.
Who'd you give them to?
I don't know when I packed up. I don't know.
You don't know what you did with them?
No.
At the end of each day, did you have a routine where you gave your notes to somebody or saved them in some way?
No.
Did you take them back with you to the jail cell?
Yes.
And when you left, when you were released, did you take the notes with you?
I believe some of them I must have.
Did you give them to anyone, such as your attorneys or anyone else?
No.
Your assistant?
No.
So right now, as you testify today, you don't know where those notes are?
No.
Do you know if they exist?
I hope so.
Why do you hope so?
I just hope so.
And did you give them to someone for safekeeping?
No.
Okay. Do you know if they're in your house?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Did you meet with anyone to prepare for this deposition
Other than your attorneys.
No.
other than your attorneys?
No.
And did you meet with your attorneys?
Don't answer that.
Who are the attorneys that you met with to prepare for this deposition?
Don't answer that either.
Are these instructions to not to answer?
Yes.
And based on what
On
grounds?
attorney-client, attorney-work product privilege.
Okay. Were there any persons who were not lawyers, other than yourself, of course, present during sessions in preparation for this deposition?
Assuming there were sessions in preparation for this deposition.
Correct.
No.
All persons present, other than yourself, were lawyers.
Assuming that,
Such preparation
was
sessions
done,
occurred.
yes.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Do you have a copy of any of the videotape materials that were used to make this soon-to-be-released video?
No.
You have nothing?
Nothing.
Do you have the final product?
No.
Have you seen it?
No.
Okay. Do you have any of the script materials?
Well, that assumes there are script materials.
Were there scripts prepared by writers to prepare for the making of this video
And done what with? Given to me?
that you saw? Not necessarily given to you.
Saw? Yes.
Do you have copies of those scripts?
They weren't for me. No, I don't.
You don't have anything.
No.
What's the name of this soon-to-be-released video?
O.J. Tells, I believe.
O.J. Tells?
Yes.
Okay. So you have...
That's the phone number also.
Excuse me?
That's the phone number, 1-800 O.J. Tells.
I see. So right now you have nothing in your possession with respect to this video O.J. Tells. Is that right?
That's correct.
Do your lawyers?
I don't know.
Do any of your representatives have any of these materials relating to the video in their possession?
I don't know what you mean by representatives. I will take the suspense out of it that the lawyers do not have a copy of any of the tapes.
Okay. Mr. Blasier was present during the production of this video, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And Mr. Blasier prepared a list of topics or points to be covered in the course of making this video, correct?
I would say that's not correct. No.
Can you explain to me?
Explain to you what? He just
I mean,
don't explain, just answer his question.
Did Mr. Blasier or anyone else hand out a list of points to be covered in the video?
Well, to the extent that Blasier talked to him about any points, I still believe and instruct him not to answer that that's going to be based on the attorney-client privilege. Mr.
Okay.
Blasier is an attorney and he's of counsel in this matter. So I instruct him not to answer that question.
When Mr. Blasier was participating in the making of this video, did you understand that he was doing so in his role as attorney of record in this case?
Yes.
And you asked him to do that for that reason?
Yes.
And he had discussions with you from time to time?
Discussions, yes.
Yeah. And as part of those discussions, did other members of the production crew participate?
Some subjects, yes.
What kind of subjects?
Locating blood drops, where the tags should go and where various evidence, I guess, items were found.
What was the name of the director?
I believe Larry Schiller,
And the name of the producer?
Tony Hoffman.
The name of the writer or writers?
I don't recall.
Was there any other lawyer involved in assisting you with this video besides Mr. Blasier?
Not representing me, no.
Okay. Was any part of what you said in the two elements of the video not involving Mr. Becker written out in advance?
Pardon me?
Focusing on the two elements of the video not involving Becker, where you talk to the people and talk to the camera and walk around and so forth. Was that material written out for you?
No.
Did you write it out?
Write it out,
Yeah.
no.
Did you make notes about what you wanted to say?
At what point?
At any point?
Of the interview?
No, not, forget the interview. The other parts where you're talking to the camera without Becker.
Yes.
Where are those notes?
I don't know.
You made them out in your own handwriting?
Yes.
On index cards?
No.
On regular paper?
Yes.
You don't know where they are?
No.
Would the production company have them to the best of your knowledge?
No.
Did you destroy them?
I don't know.
What'd you do with them when you were finished with them?
I looked at them and that was it.
Who'd you give them to?
I didn't give them to anyone.
Do you know where they are?
No.
You don't know when this is coming out?
I would assume, I hope in February sometime.
Okay. Have you given any other interviews about the facts and circumstances surrounding Nicole and Ron's deaths other than the one to Becker?
No.
You're doing one on Wednesday for Black Entertainment Television?
No.
You're doing an interview for them?
Yes.
But it won't discuss the subject matter of your criminal case?
No.
Or this case, right?
I don't know.
Have you, are you working on a book?
No.
Have you drafted any pages or manuscript material for a book?
No.
Do you know whether anyone is doing that on your behalf?
No.
Other than the notes that you made in connection with the making of this video, have you sat down and wrote out any of the facts and circumstances
No.
about the deaths of Ron and Nicole?
No.
Okay. You're not aware of any kind of narrative statement by you to that effect, are you, on paper?
No.
Have you tape recorded such a statement?
No.
Videotape such a statement?
No.
Okay. Is Mr. Schiller working on another book with you?
We hope to.
Have you started work in earnest on that book?
No.
What's the subject matter of that book?
My life, this case.
But nothing has been written yet?
No.
Does Mr. Schiller have materials that you gave him for the writing of this book?
No.
Do you know? Okay. Let me ask you some questions about medical injuries in your life. You've had some surgeries, correct?
Yes.
Where have you had surgeries?
My hand, my knees, and minor rectal.
What knees?
And my eye. My eye once too.
Okay, let's start with the knees. What knees did you have surgery on?
Basically the left knee and I believe one on my right knee.
Do you have surgical scars on the left knee?
Yes.
Do you have surgical scars on the right knee?
Not that you can detect.
Okay. What eye did you have surgery on?
You see a hole in one of these eyebrows. I don't recall yet.
It's left.
Left eye?
Left eye, yeah.
Okay. Left eyebrow?
No, actually it was the eye.
Eye. And any scarring?
No.
And hand surgery?
Yeah,
Which hand?
left hand.
Any scars from that?
Yes.
Do you have any other visible scars on your body?
Yes.
Where?
All over.
Where?
Elbow, ribs, foot, knees, arms, few on my face.
These are from what? Playing football?
Basically, yes.
Okay. Are they permanent scars?
I haven't played football in 15 years, and they're still there, so I would imagine so.
And you have them on both of your arms?
Yeah.
Where?
Wrists, elbows, forearms.
Okay. And also on your legs?
hmm
Where?
Mostly calf area.
Now, did you have these scars, these visible scars, as of June 12, 1994?
I haven't played football since then.
Okay, so all these came from playing football, right?
Yes. Basically, yeah.
Are there any other scars that you know about?
Mm-mm.
You have to answer
No.
honestly. As of June 12, 1994, I want to ask you a series of questions about who were your advisors and close friends and so forth as of that point in time. So I'd like you to focus on June 12, 1994, okay? And did you have a general business attorney?
Yes.
And who was that?
Skip Taft.
Did you have an accountant?
Through his office, yes.
And who was that?
Mary Ann, I can't think of it. No. Marilyn. I can't think of her last name.
Did you have a business manager?
No.
Did you have a secretary?
Yes.
Who was that?
An assistant, I would rather
Assistant?
say. Yeah. Kathy Randa.
And any other assistants or secretaries?
No.
And how long had Randa been working for you?
Roughly 20 years.
20 years?
Yes.
And did Randa have any employees working with her on your matters?
Do you mean as employees or consultants?
Employees.
From time to time.
Nobody you can identify?
No.
Okay. And does Kathy Randa work in an office?
She did,
She
yes.
did at that time?
Yes.
And what office was that?
11661 San Vicente.
Is that your office?
Yes.
Still have that?
No.
And what was the name of that? You had a company that you worked for?
Yes.
OJ Enterprises?
Yes.
Okay. Does Randa still work for you?
Yes.
For OJ Enterprises?
Yes.
And where does she work now?
Out of her home and at my home.
Okay. Did you have any other assistants or secretaries besides Randa?
No.
As of that time, who were your closest other advisors? If you had any. You mentioned Taft.
Marvin Goodfriend,
And who is he?
tax attorney.
He's a tax attorney?
Mhm.
Okay. Anyone else?
No.
Okay. And who were your closest friends in or around June of 1994?
Al Collins. You want a whole list?
Your closest? Did you,
Bobby Chandler, Paula Barbieri. When you say in and around,
June
Just
1994.
Nicole Brown, Reggie McKenzie, Louis Marks, Wayne Hughes, Jack Snyder, Bobby Bender. It goes on and on.
Can you identify them for me?
Alan Austin, Bob Hoskins, Al
Weiler?
Weiler, Corey Woolman. I know I forgot someone, but I would say among my best friends, that would be pretty much the group.
Was Cato Kalin among your best friends?
No.
in June of 1994?
No.
One of your close friends?
No.
How would you characterize your relationship with him at that time?
He seemed to be a nice guy.
An acquaintance?
Yes.
Who were your house employees in June of 1994?
Gigi Guerin, I believe.
How do you spell her last name?
Gurin, I believe. I may not be sure on that.
Does she still work for you, Mr. Simpson?
Yes.
Okay. And when did she begin working for you in the house?
Roughly April, late March, April of 94.
And who preceded her? Well, back up. What were her duties? Was she
Housekeeper?
housekeeper?
Yes.
Full-time?
Yes.
Did she live at the house?
During the week, yes.
In a guest house?
No, in the quarters that right off the kitchen.
Right off the kitchen?
Yeah.
And what were her nights off?
Weekends.
Saturday and Sunday?
Yes.
And she was not home, for example, on Sunday, June 12, 1994, correct?
Yes, or last night for that matter.
Okay,
Yes.
and she was not there on Saturday, June 11, 1994, correct?
Yes.
The last time that Gigi was at your house in this time frame in June was Friday at the end of the day,
I
June
believe
9?
so. I believe so. I don't recall seeing her Friday, but
Mr. Petrocell, can we ask the witness just keep your voice up?
okay. I believe so. Friday, yes.
Do you know how she departed your house on Friday, whether she had her own car or whether somebody in your house drove her?
I know no one in my house drove. I can't answer that because I don't know if Cato drove her, but no, I have no knowledge.
Did she have her own car?
From time to time, yes.
When she was at your house Monday through Friday, did she have a car there?
From time to time, yes.
Her own car?
If her husband didn't have it, which is probably most of the time.
Okay. And who was Gigi's predecessor?
Michelle Abduran, and I can't spell the last name.
Okay. A-B-D-U-R-A-N?
I have absolutely no idea.
And where is Michelle now?
She works in Beverly Hills.
For whom?
I don't know.
You have her phone number?
I'm sure it's around somewhere.
You mean in your phone book
Probably at my home.
at your house?
No.
Do you know the name of the family that she works for?
I've heard it. The guy's very wealthy, I know, but I can't recall his name right now.
Have you spoken to Michelle since you were released from prison in October of this year?
Yes.
Last year, excuse me.
Yes.
You speak to her from time to time?
Yes.
Okay. Has she done any work for you?
She's made me, yes.
I mean, since you...
Well, work, no. But she's, no, she hasn't done any work, I'm sorry.
What has she done for you?
Made me cookies.
Cookies, okay. But she hasn't been in your employ?
No, no.
But she's a friend now?
Yeah, I like her, yes.
How long did she work for you?
On and off over a 10-year, 12-year period.
So starting in the 80s and going to March 1994?
Yes.
Okay. And did you have any other housekeepers in 1993 or 94 other than Michelle and Gigi?
Not that I recall.
Okay. Any other house help?
I think Michelle got some help from time to time.
Okay. No, nobody you would know, right?
No.
Okay. By the way, would you consider Robert Kardashian one of your close friends?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, I certainly would.
As of June of 1994?
Yes.
How long had you known Mr. Kardashian as of June of 1994?
Over 20 years.
And did he ever act as your attorney?
Yes.
When?
On some business deals that we had done in the past.
I'm sorry, I'm not able to hear the witness's answers.
They're having trouble hearing you, Mr. Simpson.
Some business deals that we had done in the past.
In the 70s?
70s and possibly 80s.
But aside from those business deals, your relationship with him was principally a friendship one, right?
Principally, yes.
Have you ever been convicted of a felony?
No.
You ever been convicted of any crime?
I pleaded no contest in in a spousal abuse case in 1989, so I don't know what that is.
Have you ever pleaded no contest or guilty or been found guilty to any other crimes?
No,
You ever been charged with any crimes other than the spousal abuse and the murder case?
no,
You ever been sued civilly for any acts of physical violence?
no,
You ever been charged with rape?
no,
I don't mean
No.
formally in a complaint
no,
or informally in a claim by a
No.
person or a letter?
no,
Nothing like that in
No.
your whole past?
no,
You ever been accused of battery other than spousal battery?
no,
Civilly,
no,
criminally,
No.
informally? You ever make a settlement with anyone who charged you with assault, rape, or battery?
no,
As of June of 1994, it's true that you had generally favorable relations with the Los Angeles Police Department?
I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know that he can characterize his relations. But,
You can answer.
no, don't answer that. That question is overbroad, vague, and ambiguous.
Did you think you had a good relationship with the LAPD
his
as of
state of
June,
mi-
June
I'm
1,
sorry.
1994?
His state of mind relative to his relations with the LAPD is irrelevant. I'm instructed not to answer that question.
Okay. Before June 1 of 1994, had you ever been arrested by the LAPD?
no,
Okay. Had they ever come out to your house
yes.
when you were present?
In an official capacity?
No, had they ever come to your, yes, in an official capacity,
Yes,
when you were present at the house?
yes.
On how many occasions?
One, possibly two times.
What was the one time that you remember clearly?
1989.
They came out your house and did not arrest you.
Correct.
And the other time was when?
I don't totally remember this time, but it was 84. They tell me Mark Furman came to my house.
And he did not arrest you, correct?
No.
Nor did anyone else, right?
No,
Okay. And are there any other times that you can remember when the police in their official capacity came out to your house?
no,
Okay. Now, were there any times when you were at Nicole's house that the police came out?
once.
When was that?
1993.
Did they arrest you then?
No,
Did members of the LAPD frequent your house from time to time? And
That's pretty vague and
yeah,
ambiguous,
you
too.
have to be a little more specific because I
did
can't
they ever
answer
come
that.
visit you?
Stop.
In an unofficial capacity, come visit him for a social call, is that
Correct,
the question?
Mr. Baker. And all of this is before June 12, 1994.
Yes, and even after. They've stopped to talk to me at my driveway and stuff, yes.
Even now, you mean?
Yes,
Okay. And prior to June 12, 1994, would they come to your house from time to time to use your pool,
no.
your tennis courts?
One individual had used my pool, I think when he was still with the LAPD,
Who was that?
Ron Ship,
Okay.
and never alone did he use my pool at that point. But my tennis court, I'm pretty sure he did,
He used your tennis court?
yes.
Any other LAPD members use your tennis court besides
that I know
Mr.
of.
Ship?
Not that I know of.
Did Mr. Ship bring other people with him when he used the pool or the tennis courts?
Tennis court we're talking, not pool. Yes, he had from time to time, he had a foursome that he would play tennis with.